Today I will be starting a playthrough as if Rebecca got transported into V's body at this moment in time right before her death. So I need to get into the mind of her and play just like she would, interacting with all the characters as if it was her. Not only this, I have to keep in mind that she was about to be killed by Adam Smasher, so she has it out for him as her final goal. And after her brother was taken out by a cyber psycho, anytime she sees one, they are her number one target. And of course, collecting her shotgun, we are going to run through using this. Now let's see how Rebecca's journey in Night City and Cyberpunk 2077 goes. Now, after experiencing so much mental strain, she is suddenly thrown into the streets of Cyberpunk, and obviously with a lot of hatred for anything and everyone. So she is going to everybody she can and just blasting them, completely losing the plot and killing anyone she can.
Good morning, Night City, the day in the light. I was on my own, catching a ride with the lady here.
Eventually though, Johnny does get through to her, telling her that Rogue could be her ticket to getting to Adam Smasher, as he learns that is what she wants. And hearing Smasher's name has her rushing to Rogue as soon as possible, which goes well all things considered. But with a day to spare in Night City and no one around that she knows, she does the one thing she knows she can.
It's a danger pretty here in Night City. Here in Night City. Got me up alright. Here in Night City.
Eventually though, after a bit too much partying and some other stuff, she meets up again with Rogue, who tells them to meet Panam. But Rebecca isn't too happy, as she's already speaking to way too many people and she doesn't feel she has time for this. But rushing over to Panam as quickly as they could, she started, as she always does, quite aggressively.
I tell you, and then what? Gonna storm off, handle it all by yourself?
But keeping in the back of her mind that Smasher is the end goal.
Alright, deal.
Now she obviously was not happy that she had to go and help Panam rescue the car first and get everything back, but she agreed, knowing that she could at least blast some people as she got there. And as they did and went over all the nitty gritty stuff around there, Panam asked for a nice sneaky takedown of everybody, but this isn't Rebecca's way. After getting the car back and letting off a lot of steam, Rebecca was feeling good and feeling close to getting to Smasher. However, she couldn't have been further from the truth, as she was now being forced to bust in and take revenge on Nash just for Panam. However, all of the anger building up inside Rebecca due to Panam worked in Panam's favor, as Rebecca rushed in there and blasted everybody. Eventually though, her side of the bargain to get Hellman was en route, as she knew that she was also struggling with the fact that her time was limited. But eventually, after a lot of setup, they ran in to get the EMP ready. Now, with no feelings for any of the people she met already, after seeing Johnny struggle so much, she actually started to panic and slowly began feeling that this was one person she could connect with, as he was helping her get to Adam Smasher. But as we set off the EMP, we headed towards the cargo ship, chasing down Hellman and blasting every bot out of the sky that we could. And even after seeing Panam get shot, she was not too bothered and just wanted this whole facade to be over.
For the time being, at least.
Time being's all we need.
However, at the wreckage, things didn't quite go as planned, as Panam's team got there first. So we had to go in, and yes, again, a stealthy approach may have gone well, but Rebecca was having none of it. After opening up, Hellman was nowhere to be found, and so she got straight on the bike and drove off in search. Finally, she had got to where he was holding out, and would she resort to stealth in this situation? Absolutely not. And with Hellman in our arms, we took them back to the motel and began to interrogate to try and stop us dying before we reached Smasher. But with not too much help other than the blueprints, we left Takamura to finish him off, who she really didn't want to speak to, but knew that he may help in some way. But after leaving the apartment, she had a bad episode and talked it out with Johnny. And after a long and thorough discussion, they both decided they were going to take him down together. Getting closer into town though, Rebecca got a call notifying her of a cyberpsycho, and you know that she has it out for any and all of them, so she went straight there and began to fight.
Satisfies leather jackets.
After this though, she went to meet with Takamura to try and convince Odo of some things that she isn't quite sure about, because this didn't happen when she was there. This of course didn't go too well, leaving Rebecca back where she started, knowing that V's body was dying and still far away from Adam Smasher. However, they did go to speak to Wakako and found out that a parade was happening and Takamura wanted to board the float to get her on her side, which Rebecca saw as an opportunity to learn the ins and outs of Arasaka and break in. But as we were waiting for Takamura to get an idea on the parade, we got another call about a cyberpsycho, and she went over there and had another fight.
The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop and you don't compromise. Too many hollow, empty bodies lying around my street. Don't testify. You got to whisper now on your arm and so wicked.
Shortly after though, Takamura called again and he wanted me to break into Arasaka Industrial Park to infect the float with a virus. So of course we went through with it, and honestly, with ease. After an easy time of blasting through all of Arasaka, it was now time to wait for the parade. So to pass some time, Rebecca got her hands on some gigs, waiting for Takamura's call. But when he did, Rebecca knew it was time to rush in there and get ready for the parade to begin. And as it did, she was ordered to go through and take out all of the snipers. Which, despite her using the shotgun, she wasn't found out. Until eventually, she got to the netrunner and Odo came. Once this was dealt with though, and Odo was not left alive, Takamura broke in and took out Hanako, which meant they were all on high alert and we had to get out of there quick. But eventually, we made it to the hideout, and whilst talking to Hanako, Arasaka broke in, breaking the floor from under us, as we just got the heck out of there as fast as we could. Eventually, making it to a motel, where a bot came in, speaking to Rebecca and telling her that she needed to learn about Soul Killer. But after getting outside, the chip in Rebecca's neck was killing her, and Johnny tried to help but ended up just talking politics until eventually, Rebecca fell asleep due to boredom. After thinking about Soul Killer, Evelyn was the person that she thought might know next, so she called Judy to meet with her and help see if they could actually find her. But after a brief argument, I was told to go check out Clouds to check if she was in there. Whilst in Clouds though, we talked it out with Sky, followed some leads, and eventually it led us to Woodman. Now, let's just say, the Woodman conversation led to a huge argument, and after he pulled out his gun, she had to punch her way out of Clouds.
Danger pretty here in Night City. Here in Night City. Got me up alright. Here in Night City.
But her and Johnny ended up having another heart-to-heart after yet another episode. And now we know that we have to make it to Jig Jig Street to take on Fingers, as that was Evelyn's last known location. So she called Judy to make sure that she had some backup there. But as we get there, Fingers wasn't all that cooperative, so with one punch, we took him out. But we learned that we have to search for a brain dance, which after a lot of searching, we got in there and found one. After using the brain dance and looking to find the right location, we headed over there and busted inside, and as this was killing so much time that we could be using to get into Arasaka, Rebecca wasted no time running through it. Eventually though, we did save Evelyn, and she did not look great. We took her back to Judy's place, and after she showed me another BD that she'd got from Evelyn, I called Mr. Hands after seeing it, but got notified about a cyberpsycho. So before Rebecca finished the call, she headed straight over there and went in for the kill. After picking up the phone again though, she was told to head on over to the Voodoo Boys, as that is the logo she had noticed. After getting there, talking to Placide, and going over a lot of nonsense, she was made to head into the mall, and as she was feeling no closer to Soul Killer, her bloodlust was getting worse and worse. Eventually though, she did come across a crazy bitch with a hammer, and this was a fun fight. but with her down, she got to an agent and knocked them out before he could say anything. However, when plugging in, we got zapped and knew it was PCle, so she ran over there readying her shotgun. So arriving at the Voodoo Boys headquarters, PCle and Rebecca continued to argue, until eventually Brigitte came in and broke it up. And after finally meeting with Brigitte, they had a long walk and eventually she was told to deep dive, getting more angry as she is not a netrunner. But after seeing some of Johnny's memories and understanding who Alt is and why he bombed Arasaka Tower, Rebecca was taken to the Black Wall, who found Alt inside and offered to actually help out. That is, not so convincingly though. However, upon getting back to reality, Rebecca did not forget what happened at the mall and began blasting her way through all of the Voodoo Boys. And she held some special judgment against PCle. But as she gets out, Rebecca collapses, and in order to keep them both safe, Johnny takes over the body and gets them to a motel. Whilst there, they have a real heart-to-heart together, even saying they will both take a bullet for one another. And feeling that this is almost over with the relic, Johnny and Rebecca are ready to chase down Smasher by any means necessary. Johnny tells Rebecca that a way that they could get to Smasher is if he goes and speaks to Rogue and we let him take over the body, which she does agree to, as by this point she sees no other way. However, whilst we leave the hotel, Hanako called up and asked us to meet her, but right now they had a better way to killing Smasher. And so Rebecca makes her way to the afterlife and Johnny takes over. In the morning though, she wakes up with a bad head and Rogue is just sat there, talking to them and told her that she'll call when she has a lead on Smasher. Whilst waiting though, Rebecca did more gigs and got one of the most amazing ground pounds I've ever seen. But eventually, Rogue called to meet her at the afterlife. And so she did just that, heading off with Rogue to find Adam Smasher's location. Finally, it was happening, and Rebecca felt she was so close. And knowing that somewhere in this facility Smasher might be, she storms the place, holding nothing back. Eventually though, learning that he's probably on the nearby ship, and so she doesn't even wait for the others, as she runs in and kills all looking for Smasher. As it appears though, it's just Grayson on there and a few of his lackeys, and as he tells us all, the only place we can find him is in Arasaka Tower, which means the only way to him is to speak to Hanako and learn how to get in there. But before this, we did learn where Smasher buried Johnny, and so Rebecca took him to see his grave. To which he wasn't that happy, and they had yet another heart-to-heart. And as for one last goodbye to Johnny before we went to take out Smasher, Rebecca gave him the body so he could go on a date with Rogue at the movies. But that didn't go too well. And now as the only road to Adam Smasher was to speak to Hanako, they headed over there as soon as they could. Eventually, Rebecca pulls over outside of Embers and goes in to meet Hanako. And for a while, Hanako begins talking Rebecca's ear off, not telling her where Smasher is, but wants to use her for her own family matters. One thing she does let slip though is where Mikoshi can be found so we can connect all in and fix the biochip. But as she has enough and begins to walk away, the relic goes haywire, and Johnny tells Rebecca to contact Rogue right before she blacks out. She then wakes up in Vic's office and he tells her that she has not got long left and gives her 2 tablets, one to take matters into her own hands and the other is to let Johnny take over for good. And as Misty takes her to the roof to decide her fate, not giving many options, Rebecca knows she wants to be the one to kill Smasher, but it turns out they both have a good reason to. And eventually, Johnny gives Rebecca a plan to bust into Arasaka Tower and both take everybody down together, especially Adam Smasher. And after giving it a little more thought, they begin to do just that as they burst in through the front door. Eventually though, they look like they're going to make it to Mikoshi before even seeing Smasher, which was not part of the plan. However, as Rebecca lifts up a door to try and get through, Adam Smasher makes his entrance, and together, Johnny and Rebecca try to take him down one last time.
then you leave me inside. I'm gonna run them out from here, you tell me to hide. I'm your employer and I am your guide. I want to, I want to, I want to, I want. I fuck you, I fuck you, I fuck you, I fuck. I thought you, I thought you, I thought you, I thought. I'm gonna shoot you all, I got a trigger like a gun. I only take it and shoot it for fun. I shoot everywhere, I shoot holes in the sun. I only take it and shoot it for fun. I shoot everywhere, I shoot holes in the sun.
And with one more shotgun blast straight to the face, both Rebecca and Johnny got their wish of taking down Adam Smasher. However, now it was time to save V's life, as although Rebecca could be in this body for the rest of her life, she doesn't know if at any point they're going to switch back. And arriving at Mikoshi, she enters the construct and learns that she has become an engram herself.
What do you mean?
The more All begins to say though, the less Rebecca likes that she is told that if she leaves the construct, the body she was living in will die in just 6 months. However, giving the body over to Johnny would see him live out the rest of his days. And after some thinking, realizing with no brother around, David about to die anyway, and no one around back home to go to, she gives Johnny the body as she walks beyond the black wall. But as Rebecca is lost beyond the black wall, her goal was completed, taking down Adam Smasher once and for all. And with Johnny alive in Night City, he leaves one final memorial for Rebecca before leaving for good. And that is it for Rebecca's story inside of Cyberpunk 2077. But if you enjoyed this, please make sure to like it. Let me know who you want to see me play as next in the comments. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more of the content here. And I will catch you all in the next one.